All right, we're going to let Bill taste it.
All right, here's the finished product. What a horrible, horrible, horrible accident. It's me with a quick cookie recipe for you. You can get the ingredients at Dollar Tree. I'm going to make coconut macaroon jam thumb drop cookies. And I just need some coconut, a can of condensed milk, and some jam. All of that should be able to be gotten at the Dollar Tree. Now this is condensed milk. They're all about the same size, 14 ounces. This is from great value. This is at Walmart, but you can get this. You can get this at the Dollar Tree too. Now I'm just going to mix it into about 3 cups of sweetened coconut, flaked sweetened coconut. I'm going to turn them into balls, stick my thumb in them, and then fill them with jam. So I'm going to show you my cookie dough. It took all of 5 minutes to put together. So there it is. 3 cups coconut to 14 ounces of condensed milk. And it has the sugar already in it because that comes with the condensed milk. So I just roll these into balls and get them ready for the oven. All right, so here I try to get them rolled out. In balls. Put my thumb in them, and then you can see how we've filled some of them not so much. These are going to go in the oven, 355 for 10 minutes, and then we'll check them. Now around the holidays, I like to have jam cookies, but they're called Linzer torts. They're like butter cookies or shortbread cookies with jam in between, sandwiched in between. The top may be cut out in the shape and lots of powdered sugar on those. So I'm always looking for jam cookies about this time of year. So when I saw this, I decided that the dog had to have one. But anyway, yeah, Harley. Yes, Harley, hang on. But anyway, I also love macaroons, coconut macaroons. So I'm getting the best of both worlds. Hopefully it'll come out all right. We'll see. All right, here's the finished product. What a horrible, horrible, horrible accident. Obviously something was off. The temperature had to be 180 degrees Celsius, which is 355 converted. It looks as if maybe I needed more than 3 cups of coconut, or I needed to let that rest and really soak up the condensed milk, because obviously it didn't hold on to anything. Boy. Now I had an inkling that something might have been off, because as I was making my cookies, some of the milk started to weep out of the coconut. So obviously this recipe needed something that wasn't written into it, but the next batch I put in probably be the same. So when they cool down, I'm going to taste them, because I hate to throw them away. And my problem was I thought the jam was going to run. And look at that. Jam didn't run at all. It was the condensed milk. Look at that. Yeah. Big flop. Big flop. All right, I looked up a recipe, and the only thing I didn't do was put in an egg white with the condensed milk and whip it all together, and then pour in the coconut. So it must be the egg white holds everything together. And they also suggested that it could go to 20 minutes in the oven to make sure that the coconut is browned. So you live and you learn. So if anyone out there could advise me as to what I did wrong, please write it in the comments, because I'd like to make these again. They appear to be simple, but appearances can be deceiving. The other thing I learned I may have done wrong was the recipe I looked at online. In addition to the egg white, used a full 14 ounces of shredded coconut to the 1 can of the condensed milk. My recipe had 3 cups of coconut to 1 can, and 3 cups of coconut on a 14-ounce bag was only 7 ounces, a little more than 7 ounces. So obviously between the egg white and needing more coconut, maybe that was it.
Much later.
Guys, I'm going to make a chicken pot pie. It's a recipe that I found on the website Delish, and it's a combo homemade store-bought, because you can use store-bought rotisserie chicken, and instead of making potatoes or anything like that or a crust, you use tater tots. So I'll share the recipe with you. This is 3 tablespoons of butter, a stick of celery, half an onion, and 3 cloves of garlic. And now I'm just going to saute it. And I have the oven preheating to 375. And this is a very easy homemade chicken pot pie. And so this cooks now for about 10 minutes to get nice and soft. And for the other vegetables in it, you can just use frozen peas and carrots. These are steamed in the bag or stovetop. I'm going to steam them in the bag so that I'm not putting them into the chicken pot pie frozen. You'll also need a tiny bit of flour for thickening and some low sodium. We like to use the no salt added chicken broth, and you need like 2.5 cups of that. And you're going to use 3 tablespoons of flour. Two and a half cups of broth. Okay, now we add the flour and we whisk it to coat the vegetables, and then we slowly add in the broth. So now what we have to do is bring this to a boil, and then we have to add a little heavy cream or whole milk to it. You can see it's thickening up nicely, but I got to get it to a boil still. All right, it's at a nice boil, I would say. So now you add a 1/4 cup of either whole milk or heavy cream. I have whole milk, so I'm going to add that, and you just lightly whisk that in. And then you can put your frozen peas and carrots and chicken into this mixture and just warm it all through. So let me get those ingredients. And did I mention you reduce this down to a simmer now? So 1 cup of peas and carrots. And mine were frozen, and I microwaved them because I didn't want the frozen ones cooling this down. Now I'm going to put in the chicken. Okay, and this is my chicken. It's just rotisserie chicken that's been all cut up. So I'm going to add this in. So I have to put the camera down in order to do that, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so here's all the chicken. I'm just going to use it all because why not? I bought it for this recipe. Luckily, I have this big cast iron pan here because, as you can see, this is really full. And then what I'm going to do is take this out and transfer it into my deep dish pie plate there. So I'm just going to finish warming this through. It's looking good, smells nice. Okay, now I'm going to transfer it over. I have my handy dandy Dollar Tree ladle here. All right, there's all the mixture in the deep dish pie plate, and now I'm going to cover it with frozen tater tots. Voila! And now in the oven, I believe, for 35 minutes. Yes, at 375 for 35 minutes, and then you leave it in under the broiler for an additional 5 minutes to finish browning the tater tots. All right, now I have the broiler set for 5 minutes like it says to brown up the tater tots, but I will just watch it. All right, here it is. I took it out from under the broiler after 4 minutes because that looks done. I don't want them to get burned. This was a deep dish, so look at how full that is. Let it cool a little bit and then I can dish some up. All right, you can see it's not like firmed up as such, so I put it in a bowl. I'm sure it will taste good. But I got the recipe off of the website Delish, DELISH.com. All right, we're going to let Bill taste it and see what he thinks.
It's hot.
It looks really hot.
That's tasty.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Would you have that same recipe again, even though it's
Yeah.
kind of like a bowl of chicken pot pie?
It's like it's a chicken pot pie, chicken stew combo. It tastes very good.
All right.
I'd have it again.
Okay.